everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Fairway to Retail Success, an AGM podcast. I'm your host, Justine Gray, the AGM's Director of Membership and Education. Today, we're joined by an industry leader whose passion for golf and retail has led her to incredible success. Kristen Everard, the Director of Retail at Atlanta Athletic Club in Johns Creek, Georgia. Kristen is also our AGM Southeast Regional Director and a 2025 AGM Platinum Award recipient, as well as the 2025 AGM Cashman Award for Visual Excellence recipient, which is a true honor in the visual merchandising sphere. Kristen has had a dynamic career path, starting in the pharmaceutical industry before following her love for the game of golf into golf retail. She quickly made her mark as an apparel sales rep, then as a golf shop manager at Baltusrol Golf Club, before spending nearly a decade at Mountain Ridge Country Club, both in New Jersey. Along the way, she gained valuable buying experience at top clubs in Florida, including Palm Beach Country Club and Hunter's Run, and later took on a buying role at Streamsong Resort. Today, at Atlanta Athletic Club, she continues to elevate the member shopping experience with innovative merchandising and immersive retail experiences. In this episode, we'll dive into Kristen's journey, her approach to visual merchandising, and the strategies that have earned her shop the industry's top honors. So let's get started. Kristen, thank you so much for joining us today for this conversation. We're delighted to have you.
Oh, thank you, Justine. I'm excited to be here.
I know I shared a little bit of your background, but we'd love for you to take us a little bit more through your journey in golf retail and what led you to your current role at Atlanta Athletic Club.
So I just fell into it serendipitously. Like I grew up playing golf. I've always loved the game. I came from a family who loved the sport and the game as well. And honestly, I never would have imagined that I would wind up here. I started actually out of college at a software company that kind of parlayed into pharmaceuticals. And there was a point in my life where I was heavily exposed to activities in the New Jersey section. And it was just through that immersive experience that I decided to make a career switch. So I got into golf sales, golf apparel sales. I started with Sport Haley and Ben Hogan and did that for a few years. And just through some of the relationships that I built, switched gears and got into the shop side. And I was the golf shop manager for a couple of years at Baltusrol under Doug and Gina Steffen. And that's really how this whole journey started.
Awesome. We have that past role in common. I was also a merchandise manager at
Okay.
Baltusrol a few years back, so it's fun to connect with folks who have had similar past experiences. So your shop has been honored both as an AGM Platinum Award recipient, we're fresh off the PGA show still, as well as the Cashman Award, which is an incredible celebration of visual merchandising that's named after Artie and Kevin Cashman, who are very involved in that award still. It's terrific to continue to collaborate with them. So what does that, both of those recognitions mean to you and your team?
It truly is the biggest honor I could ever dream of. I'm still riding the high of the PGA show. When you love what you do and you show up and you do it every day and you're recognized for it, it's the most surreal feeling. And to be honest with you, I didn't even hear my name announced at the PGA show. Like I was having a conversation with somebody and I was like, wait, what? To bring that home back to our team here. And it's just honestly, it's just such a huge honor. And I'm proud of everybody who contributes. And I work with such an amazing team. And yeah, it's just the greatest.
Mhm. Yes, yes. And I know we see lots of your pictures that you submit to us at the AGM, and you and your team really put together beautiful displays. Can you tell us a little bit more about that approach to the visual experience? What really goes into building a standout display for you?
So each one of them are unique. And I like our visuals, our displays to tell a story. So whether the inspiration comes from a pattern within a collection or a feeling that I get from something that I might see was case by case. I think my favorite display to date was the inspiration was on site at the Atlanta Athletic Club. We have a museum that's just outside of the front door of our clubhouse, and it's open to the public by appointment. And for those listening, Bobby Jones is a huge part of our history here. This was his club growing up. Um, and just because of all his success, winning the Grand Slam, his 4 trophies, we've got so many pieces that commemorate all of his success as an amateur. So I wanted to carry over some of what we do in the museum into the golf shop. We boosted up our Bobby Jones inventory and we created a little museum outside of the museum. And I think to date, that was definitely one of our favorite projects, if you will. We've got replicas of clubs and historic pictures. We've got some articles, anything that we can, you know, into to him. And we there's always some kind of green in the display of the nod to the masters. So it tells a story. It tells a story of our rich history. It supports the brand and the Bobby Jones brand, and it's so well received. A lot of our displays, you'll find members just hanging around, having conversations. Like they're almost like speaking pieces for like guests, and it's a great way to tell a story and to really showcase a lot of the great vendors and the brands that we bring into the golf shop.
For sure. That's terrific and so wonderful that you have such a rich history right there on site that just has so many conversation potential there as well. And does the merchandise as well that you would maybe use in a Bobby Jones theme display, would it lean into that heritage as well in the merchandise itself?
Yes, it does. So the Bobby Jones brand actually is some of the decorating of the actual, I guess, brand, not to overuse the word, is on a placket or is decorated
Okay.
somewhere in the garment. So it's either of the clover, which for those of you who don't know, Bobby Jones was born on St. Patrick's Day, and a 4-leaf clover was given to him by his mom as a good luck charm. So it's that is either on the shirt or actually like a little figure of Bobby Jones. Yeah, it just there's a lot of Bobby Jones around here. And it's just a fun way to and the because of our unique relationship or the association, I should say, the brand has really grown. 1 year it grew like 125% because it's we're really proud of our history and the connection to him.
Wonderful. Thank you. So, something that you wrote about in your Platinum Award application for 2025 that really stood out to us was your tailor-made tour van experience that you had
Mhm.
on site there. So, I'd love for you to share with our AGM members what that experience was and what impact it had on your members and those who got to experience it.
Our membership really loved that experience. That day produced about $40,000 worth of sales. And what the experience allows the membership to do is get fitted like a tour player would get fitted. And it's just such a unique experience because they're investing in a fairly large purchase, but the experience that goes with it is something that they've not many people get to experience or nothing like they've ever experienced before, I should say.
Mhm. And so, how were members had that opportunity? Was there a selection process or was it part of an event that was their tea gift experience? How was that kind of structured?
It was brought here exclusively for them. So there are signups and they work like one-on-one. So they get that really custom tailored experience just for them.
That's amazing. And what kinds of reactions and such did your members have when once they had that experience of going into the tour van?
Oh, they're just thrilled. It's just a really cool thing to be able to say, "Hey, see these clubs? Like, I was fitted by somebody that would fit a tour player." There's excitement and there's pride, and anybody who's ever gotten a new golf club can definitely relate to how exciting it is to get new clubs, especially if custom fit just for you.
For sure. And what's on the horizon for your shop with club fitting? How do you see that continuing to evolve? Do you see more experiences like that being the future of club fitting at private clubs? Do you see
Absolutely.
more custom type of situations?
Yes, I do. So not only did we do the tailor-made fitting experience, we also did the fit lab through FootJoy for shoes. And that day sold out in a half an hour once we posted it. And so to give you some background on FitLab, you're custom fit for golf shoes, which is so amazing if you think about it. Your Titleist representatives come to site, and it's almost like getting fit for a running shoe. Like you stand
Mm.
on a pad, they figure it all out, and they turn the order around in just a few days. And it was such a huge hit. People bought like multiple pairs. And I just feel like anything custom like this is going to be the wave of the future, whether it's golf clubs or shoes or whatever else somebody can get creative and come up with. But these are definitely unique experiences. They're not experiences that everybody has access to. It sets any other type of buying experience apart. And it makes your member feel special. It makes them feel like, wow, this is just for us, or this is just for me. And for, especially for a lot of these guys who are playing like 2 and 3 days a week, like there's nothing more important than having comfortable fitting shoes. And to have something made exclusively for them is definitely something that they're probably going to keep looking forward to now. It's probably going to change their buying experience for a lot of things going forward.
Yes, absolutely. Instead of just ordering a pair of shoes on running shoes online or golf shoes online, I think folks will be looking for this really customized, one of a kind to them, that feeling of exclusivity and kind of experiential retail in a way as well, which is certainly the future, that it's more an experience that they're participating in than just picking up a tea gift of a pair of shoes. They're getting something custom to them.
Yeah. And that word is so, it's such a great word. And we do love to do anything experiential, anything that sets us apart from any other everyday activity that they might do. We want to make an experience. We want it to be special. We want to create that memory.
Absolutely. So I know at your facility you have quite a robust internship program for young folks getting started in the industry. I'd love for you to tell us a little bit what that program looks like, what it entails, how it's structured.
So we have a lot of every year we have a couple of interns coming out of the PGM program, and we have put together our own little unique intern curriculum as well. So anybody that comes on site has to spend time in the golf shop with agronomy, the food and beverage. So what we want to do, they spend time with me buying and putting together some merchandise displays. We want to give them like a rounded experience of what this industry really entails. So what they do with me, they will sit in on a buy or two. I let them put together an order. We explain the entire buying process. We talk about fabrications, we talk about skirt lengths, we talk about art, logoing, and all of the things that go into a buy. And then we allow them to put together some type of visual display, as well as create some type of social media post, because it rounds out the entire like merchandising process, if you will. And they leave here. It's interesting that as much as a lot of these interns love the game of golf, they love golf retail and golf fashion as well. So they have a lot of fun, like thoughtfully putting together a buy. And it's really nice. Like you empower them to make some decisions. But it's really not just the matter of picking out a shirt. It's really just the whole, the whole experience of what it is to buy and merchandise.
For sure. And I think that's an incredible opportunity of kind of the rotating responsibilities that you spoke about, the different departments of the club and understanding how they work together, how they really need to support each other for the whole operation success, as well as sometimes someone might be exposed to an area they didn't realize they were keen to maybe explore in their career. And maybe sometimes that is the retail and merchandising aspect for them to explore with you.
Yeah.
So, what advice would you give to merchandisers at private facilities, our AGM members who are really looking to elevate their retail operations this year?
So I think a great place to start is to have a more intimate relationship with your member. All of our clubs are so unique, membership, demographics. I try to, when I think about merchandising, and I try to think about things that will excite our membership, possibly create conversations. And I can give an example of I moved to the South about 4 years ago for this job. And prior to coming here, I didn't really know much about SEC football. As soon as I walked through the doors, I realized that football down here isn't just a sport, it's a lifestyle. And I put together what we now call the SEC corner. And it really, literally was just supposed to be a display for a season. It's been up for 4 years, and it's just a little like nook in our golf shop, and it's decorated with SEC and some other schools golf pendants, and that's where we house all of our collegiate gear. It doesn't matter like where we are in football season, pre, post, dead smack in the middle, there's always people gravitating towards that section, friendly banter, whatever it is that football rivals talk about. But when you put that type of thought into a display, it becomes so much more than a rack to sell clothes on. It goes back to that word. It's experiential. It's fun. It becomes social, and that's we all sell golf shirts. We all sell shoes and pants and everything else that we sell. Just try to. I guess my advice is first and foremost, have fun and just try to create something that will really resonate and just make your members happy when they walk in. And the AGM does such an amazing job of sharing and posting everybody's pictures, whether it's on the calendar or it's on LinkedIn. And so many like fun and cute ideas out there that people are doing. And I just think that's what we should be called to do. Like we should give our members the best experience we can, whether it's on the customer service side or it's visually or whatever it is. And that's what I think is what's going to set you and all of us apart.
For sure. Thank you. And I think that's a terrific example with your SEC football of kind of, I think there's endless possibilities for the very local specific things for clubs to lean into. If there's a certain food you're known for in your, it's famous in your area, or a sports team. I know football, of course, is probably the one that we see the most in the golf shops, or what have you, some local things that are make sense for your area. I know I was at the PGA Championship last year at Valhalla in Kentucky, and they had so many Kentucky Derby themed and horse themed things in the championship shops, and they really leaned into that Kentucky heritage. So I think things like that, anything a merchandiser can do to embrace their local area and members, if they're local, they'd be excited to represent their heritage, or if they're visiting, they might be excited to get something from that area. So I think there's so many opportunities there. And it's like a special, feels like they're part of a special club if they're all buying the same thing that represents something local to them.
For sure.
And how about any quick tips of how you elevate your visual displays specifically? Have you and your team found any quick fixes, whether it's a type of prop or something special you do that you feel like elevates your displays to the next level?
So truthfully, I raid our food and beverage closet, if you will. That's actually a little room. And I'll just walk in and, just like temporarily steal something from them because they've got such great things. Another one of my favorite displays that actually I submitted for the Platinum Award this year was it was an old metal like pickup truck. And when I saw it, I was like, wow, this just feels something that you would see in a kid's toy room. So I borrowed it. And that's what I did. I just put together a display that looked like it would be something out of a child's playroom. And so I guess it just, whether you're going to Hobby Lobby or Michael's, or if you got if you've got like a place to go for displays, just look at a piece, and if it talks to you, or if it tells a story, or if it just evokes some kind of something in your mind, just go for it. There's it's just I guess I'm just stuck on a word, but there's the possibilities are unlimitless if you're creative, and don't be afraid just to go out there. I saw that truck, I thought of a kid's toy room, and I created a display around it. And all of us, obviously we all love what we do, and just use your creativity. And again, like all the displays that you see at the AGM, whether it's a calendar or wherever, there's just so many really fun ideas, and I just lean on your creativity. And don't be afraid, just go for it.
For sure, for sure. And always great to seek inspiration from our entire community. There's so many fun ideas out there. Absolutely. All right, that about wraps up. Thank you so much, Kristen, for joining us for this wonderful conversation. It was such a delight to learn a little bit more about you as well as your retail operation at Atlanta Athletic Club. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Justine.
Thanks everyone for tuning in to another episode of the Fairway to Retail Success. We look forward to seeing you next time.